for our top 5 mobile games of all time.
I'll start with my number 5.
Start with your number 5. Go. Rip it.
Something that broke the internet. Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird was amazing. Didn't that guy almost kill himself?
He was fucking tweaking. He couldn't handle it.
He was bugging.
He got too much money in his bank account too fast. All his family must have been trying
Over
to
him
leech.
for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was having a mental breakdown within 3 days.
Yeah.
Didn't he take it down?
Yeah, he took it down.
How long?
I think it was a few weeks.
But if you had the game installed.
Yeah, but then after updates, it was no longer compatible. Same thing that happened with Infinity Blade.
Dude, we go to Chuck E. Cheese and they have a Flappy Bird there. Isn't it called something else?
I wonder if he probably sold the licensing eventually.
I'm sure. Dude, how can you pass up all that money? It blew up.
He must have just been doing that for fun.
It was such a stupidly simple.
Yeah,
for those out there that maybe don't know what Flappy Bird is, it was just a simple game where you would just tap the screen and your bird would basically hover in the air and you're trying to get it through basically
pipes.
Pipes.
Yeah,
you had to get
different
through pipes.
gateways.
And if you hit the pipe, it was over.
Yeah.
But you were basically not timed, but
you
judged on how many pipes you
for
went
how
through.
far you could go.
Great game. That was a good one.
Yeah,
that was a good one. So actually, my number 5. So I was actually basing it more off of that was good. That was actually a good one. But I was gonna say I downloaded it a few months back. But League of Legends Wild Rift. Have you ever played League of Legends?
Briefly, but I much prefer Teamfight Tactics.
Teamfight Tactics is great too.
Honestly, I would have included that in my list, but I don't really consider that a mobile game.
I know, because it kind of goes back and forth. This one, so League of Legends Wild Rift is mobile specific, even though I guess you could say League of Legends is, a PC game.
Yeah.
But they did a really good job with it. And honestly, I should be playing it a little bit more. You know how to play League of Legends, all right?
Yeah.
It's fairly simple. But yeah, so number 5 for me, League of Legends Wild Rift. If you haven't tried it, definitely recommend it.
All right.
Number 4.
Another one that was big. I'm going a lot of these based off of my time in middle school and high school riding the bus. Those are kind of games that...
What kind of bus?
Condemned.
I didn't say anything.
We all know what you were implying.
What was I implying?
The length of the bus.
Whoa.
I'm not getting into which length you were implying, but...
You went on the big boy bus.
What? So you're... All right. That sounded a lot... You just made that a lot worse.
Taking a step back.
Yeah, you should.
I'm putting the statement out there.
I'm just going to continue talking, pretend he never said that.
Sorry.
Yeah, you should. Don't look at me and say that. Look at the camera.
Keep going.
So yeah, all these games that were kind of iconic growing up, the games that you'd be playing and you'd be bragging about your high score on the bus each day. Temple Run, number 4.
Temple Run was the OG runner game, right?
Yeah, before Subway Surfers.
Yeah, Subway Surfers the
Jetpack Joyride was kind of like that too.
Was that the same Jetpack Joyride?
It was kind of all those games were kind of just continuous to your high score.
And then didn't Mario come out with one? Nintendo came out with one? Was there Mario Run or something like that?
Probably.
I'm fairly certain because they had Mario Kart, but I thought they had a Mario version of that. I might be wrong. No, I think that was it. Don't quote me on it. I don't want to be fly. Oh, easy number 4. You ready for this? Wait, this is kind of like a PC game too, though.
Okay.
Hearthstone.
Too much pay to win.
How much did you pay for it?
Back in the day, I used mainly gift cards, so it's not like I used too much amount of cash. But it was probably $200.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Do you remember we used to go to the Microsoft store a lot? There was that one guy there that was spending thousands.
Oh yeah.
He loved it. He was really into. But the thing is that it really was pay to win. That's the major issue with it.
Yeah.
To get a competent deck.
Either that or you had to do all the challenges each day.
Yeah, you had to do a lot.
You really had to be dedicated to that game to be grinding out the coins, buying packs.
Yeah, it was rough. But it was fun. The strategy and whatnot. When you got into it.
Yeah, but a lot of those games kind of boiled down to just following the metas.
Yeah. I remember I had the Druid pack. The Druid build. I sucked at it. I don't think I knew how to play it.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, the different hero abilities.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
It's a fun game.
It was fun.
All right, so number 4 for me, Hearthstone.
All right, number 3 for me, an iconic game, Plague Inc.
Oh, Plague Inc.
Love that game.
Didn't it go? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Talk about it.
Yeah. So Plague Inc. You choose different types of bacteria, viruses, just different diseases that you want to try and infect the whole entire world with and kill everybody. So you go through different upgrade paths. Like you could upgrade how contagious it is, like the symptoms are, because like the more symptoms they get, the more likely they are to like stay in. So then they don't get like doctors, stuff like that.
The whole trick, right, is to make it so that there's a give and take, but you're trying to make it super contagious.
And then at the
But
perfect time, switch it over
switch it
towards
to deadly.
Yep.
Because if you do deadly too quick,
You kill off everybody.
you kill off anyone that had it, and then it doesn't infect anyone else.
But they're also trying to. You're beating the clock because they're looking for a cure. So that's another big issue.
I'm fairly certain Plague Inc. like rocketed to the top as soon as COVID hit.
Oh yeah, it did.
I'm fairly certain it was always popular, but I think once COVID hit,
yeah, that was a big game growing up. You put me onto that.
It's a great game.
I'm surprised it wasn't on your list.
No, it's not. It's not. That is a good one, though. That is a very good one. All right, so number 3. Actually, this one I think not to... It is on Apple Arcade. So, do you have Apple Arcade? It's actually... So, I have Apple Arcade, which is like Apple's like subscription for like certain mobile games. But we had it because my daughter wanted it for like certain games, so it made sense. So, anyways... one of these games is called Game Dev Story. Dude, it's actually a ton of fun. Like you basically you're basically creating your own game studio, and it's like this little like 2D like sprite looking type of game, but you're basically hiring people to build the game that you want to build. And then you go ahead and you do like different things, like different like I guess focuses like on your game, and then at the end once the game's built, it shows you like how much profit you made and whatnot, and then you go back and build it. Build a new game, but you're basically your studio expands over time.
So it's just like a typical like tycoon type game.
Actually, yes. So when I because I haven't played it in a while, but I typed in Game Dev Tycoon, totally different game. So you have to do Game Dev Story, and on I think Apple Arcade it's called Game Dev Story Plus, which I don't know what the major difference is there.
Ads.
Oh, maybe
it's always ads.
Yeah. I definitely bought whatever the base one was, the Game Dev Story, but definitely worthwhile if you have time. Check it out. Definitely worth it. So number 3, Game Dev Story.
Good pick.
You don't even know it.
No clue what it is.
Okay, keep going.
My number 2, I talked about it the other day, Infinity Blade 2. I only knocked it down to number 2 just because it's not available anymore, and I feel bad saying it's my number 1. Without even allowing the listeners to be able to play it.
Ragear! That is Ragear, right?
Yeah, but so that game I loved just because I feel like that was my introduction into like a Souls-like as a kid.
From Software, this guy loves.
I do, but that was very challenging compared to other mobile games. You know, you had parries. I know Muso was clowning me for saying parries.
It's more like a dance than anything.
I do love a dance. But you had parries, dodges, shields, power-ups, all different weapons you could go and collect, like side bosses, legacy bosses.
Gems. It did have gems,
There was some gems also. Yeah, the gems had different like incantations on the weapons. Yeah.
I got you, bro.
It was a great game. I miss it. I'm very upset that they took it off.
Dude, that game, so honorable mention. So Infinity Blade was like one of those games that Apple used to like use during their developer conferences. So like, you know, they're coming out with a new iPad. With us today we have, you know, I think it was, what is it called? Chair? Wasn't it like Chair software?
I don't remember.
It was like Chair or Table. It was like one of those two. But then I think they got bought by Epic. Or Epic was the one that was
Epic.
publishing. But anyways, they would always bring them out there. There was another game. Shoot. Do you remember the Anki Drive?
Yeah.
Honorable mention Anki Drive. It's not on my list because it's not supported anymore. All those old games that they brought people out for are no longer available. But it was basically like an app where you had to buy like physical little like race cars. Like it was like little Hot Wheels cars. And you went ahead and you actually had like, I'm going to call it a map, but it was like a racetrack. And then you would roll that out on the ground and you could control those cars with your phone.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
At the time, it was like revolutionary because the other cars would go also. Like if you had like a car pack, you would have a couple cars on there, and the other cars would go. So there was like AI in the cars, all being driven off of your phone, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah,
especially for those older phones. But yeah, I just want to make sure I mention Anki Drive.
And before you go, I just want to clear up.
Shoot.
I am not by any means saying Infinity Blade was like Souls, because it's not like
you don't want to get flamed?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get called out. It's just in my mind what I would picture like a simplified Souls-like for mobile would be. Gotta protect myself, you know.
I'm clipping that and I'm putting it out there
Nah,
without that little apology.
Because
at the
some
end there.
people take it very seriously, classifying something as a Souls-like.
Something tells me nobody is going to take that comment super seriously.
Nah, Reddit gets so tight sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like we're gonna get posted on Reddit. So, yeah, you're right.
Watch 30 years from now. Oh, how could he say this?
I have my defense ready.
You're good. Yeah, dude, you already apologized. You're
Thanks.
fine. Number 2 for me. Hold on. Looking it up.
Dude never remembers his list.
Mini Motorways, Apple Arcade. Dude.
I think I've seen that on
Have you?
PC also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's just basically, so like, you start out, and it's just like 2 little things that you have to connect with a road. So you have a limited number of roads that you can go ahead and put like on the map.
Mm-hmm.
From there, another thing pops up and you have to connect it. Like maybe it's like a supermarket or another house.
Oh, and you get bonuses, right?
But basically, as time goes on, yeah. So like you can get bridges, stuff like that. But as time goes on, like you have to build out, make sure you're thinking ahead of like an actual like how does a city map look like? Because eventually, if you just start like doing like little, I don't even know what you call it, like little offshoots on your roads, traffic backs up, no one could get to the supermarkets, and then from there you lose. Like you have to get them to there at a certain time. A ton of fun. It really is a good game. If you have time,
Alan
you should...
raves about it.
Oh, he plays it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good game. It's worth checking out. A ton of fun, and I don't think the game itself isn't too long.
It's
Like
very visually pleasing.
Yeah.
Too.
No, it's a really well designed game.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yep. All right, so number 2, Mini Motorways.
And so my number 1. Do you want to do your number 1 first?
No,
Because
you
I
do-
could talk
no.
about my number 1 for.
Well, we
long
got 5
time.
minutes, so name your number 1.
All right, so my number 1 is Bloons Tower Defense 6.
He was just playing it before too.
I love it. I play it all the time. You know, for anybody that played it growing up, cool math games on the computers, unblocked. It's really evolved. It used to be just like simple towers, one path for upgrades. Now it's so much more complex. Each character, like each tower, has 3 upgrade paths. You do cross paths. There's like all these different metas. There's different bosses each week. So like,
What are you ranked?
sometimes I'm top like 50 in the world. Sometimes.
Shut up.
Swear to God.
You're top 50 in the world.
Yeah, that's not like impossible.
How many players are there?
Probably like 20,000
There's only 20,000 players of Bloons?
that do like the elite boss runs. Yeah,
Oh, got it.
the elite boss runs were pretty hard. I mean, I look up like tutorials for
But you
help.
figure those 20,000 that are at that stage of doing elite boss runs are probably some of the better ones.
Oh, 100. No, I mean for the elite boss runs, it's probably even less.
So what are you ranked in the elite boss runs then?
Lower, probably like in the. I think it's usually like 700 or 800.
All right.
But the easy one, I don't know. It's just super easy. But like the elite ones, you really have to learn it. Like these people are super efficient. They know exactly which round at what time to do stuff.
I'm sure. You could probably look up YouTube videos though if you want
But
to.
I don't want to min max it. Like it kind of
Okay.
makes it
Yeah,
a little less
fun
enjoyable.
anymore.
Yeah, because then I have to be like, oh, I have to restart if I didn't do this. I
Dude,
kind of want to still like struggle to figure it out.
No, I
at
hear you.
times.
Yeah, and you want to be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I want to figure it out myself. Like I'll look up some tutorials if I'm really stumped, because like they change up the map and the boss each week. So that's what's cool about it. Like
Yep.
the boss could be. Also, they take out different towers for certain maps because like certain towers are really overpowered.
Yep.
And you know they're constantly making updates like nerfs, buffs. So like they're also like the most like transparent company. They talk about
they say
everything.
why they're making those updates. You're saying,
Yeah, and
That's
they
good.
give like roadmaps, everything.
I like
Like, and they put out cool like little trailers. Super, and like it's an expensive game. If it's not on sale, it's like $14. But for the amount of time I played,
Wait, I didn't
all
even.
the
I thought it
Bloons-
was it's not free to play or anything.
No,
Honestly, that probably makes it better, dude.
it's a great game.
Right? If
You
if
get
something's free to
so
play,
many
then you have to
hours.
like pay to get better or
Dude,
whatever.
there's like 40 or 50 maps, something like
It's
that.
a lot of content.
A lot of towers, and a lot of different game modes. Like you could play each map like 10 times, I think.
You want to know
10
my
or
number
12
one?
times. Nah, I'm not really.
It seems like ever since you started talking about Bloons, you don't want to hear my number.
I mean,
one.
I told you I could talk for a while.
Well,
I
my
did.
number one. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
No, this one is very difficult. In order to get really good at this, you have to have a lot of money. It's called Clash of Clans. Dude,
That's really your number one.
I played a lot of Clash of Clans. You know why? Because for me, when you're at work or you're busy, maybe with school, whatnot, and you don't
were a
have a lot
gem
of time. What's that?
You were a gem whale?
No, I was never a whale. I should have been. Honestly, at this point in my life, I probably could be if I really wanted to.
But do you really want to? For Clash of Clans?
Kind of.
Really?
Kind of, yeah.
Why?
I feel, I swear to God,
do Hearthstone.
if I had millions pouring in, I absolutely 100% would be trashing kids.
Yeah, if I had millions, I'd be doing stupid shit too. But do I have millions?
We don't have millions. No. But it would still be cool to trash kids.
I got hundreds.
Is that enough?
And it's all going to FIFA.
And that is not enough to be a whale in this day
all
and
towards
age.
cosmetics, pixels on the screen.
Clash of Clans, great game. Simple formula. Everyone knows how it works, right? You're just basically upgrading your base as time goes on, and then you fight other people. But like clan wars and stuff like that, I would never show up because I would forget. Clan leader kicks me out, start over from scratch. That was kind of my thing.
I kind of have to disagree with you on your own list. I just feel like I've never heard you talk about Clash of Clans ever.
I had the battle pass. I know how much you hate battle passes.
I do hate battle passes.
Yeah.
You're a plague to fucking gaming.
I got the cool, I think it was the Queen
$10
skin.
a month from every single game.
Dude, I was loaded with like elixir and shit though. The battle pass.
You're like the Middle East. Just pumping out oil.
Condemned.
How is that condemned? That's just factual.
No. Not on this stream, it's not factual.
So anything that has to do with another country,
they don't have oil. I'm sick of this.
Sorry.
It ends now. It ends now.